Hey, it's time for Brett's Picks. I'm Professor Schroyer. This guy right here, this is Brett Whitehead. How you doing, Brett?
Good.
It's his show.
Taping this on Wednesday.
That's right. So you're watching us whenever you watch us, but this is being recorded on Wednesday. It's a day early. Normally we're Thursdays. You're right. Every Thursday for 18 years now. Today's Wednesday. You're a day early, so enjoy it. We've got to talk to you about a lot of different things going on. We've got college football. We've got high school football. What else?
Baseball.
We got baseball. All right, let's get into it. Here's a look at the pickers who've been challenged by Brett to go ahead and give these picks. And you'll notice the order right there. Greg Whitehead moved to the top of the heap. He had a perfect week, 10-0. It was amazing. And I'm still sitting there at second, Brett. Not too bad.
And
Coach Dills.
Kobe Dills is tied
He's tied with me. Then Langdon, Owenby tied for fourth. Thompson and Carpenter
and
sitting there on at sixth. Then on the other side have SRO Morgan, eighth. Coach German, you're at 10th,
right
Brett.
behind Coach Morgan.
That's right, and you're not too far out of first. Look, you're only 10 out of first. And then you go all the way to the bottom. You see Ian Wagner, who's struggling right there. He has taken some mighty big chances trying to catch up, but I don't know. All right, here's our first game. It's a big one. Got some stats for you there. Auburn playing against Missouri. Missouri at number 19. If you look there, there's the season leaders for passing, rushing, and receiving, and it kind of tells you the tale of what could happen, for both of those teams. And also the matchup predictor from ESPN showing that Missouri has a quite substantial percentage lead in those that are predicting him to win by the analysts there. So, Brett, I have to ask you, who are you picking in this game?
Auburn.
Auburn! A big upset alert here. That game is 12 o'clock. That is. They're playing at number 19 Missouri. That's a big deal. And Auburn has done well and then struggled at times. So anyway, that game is a noon game on ESPN. Next game we have South Carolina at Oklahoma. Both of these teams have done well and struggled both. That's a 12:45 game on SEC Network. Again, passing, rushing, and receiving season leaders. And you can see the retrospective matchup there. It's not really big difference. I think Oklahoma has a better quarterback, but rounding out all of that, South Carolina seems to have a better running game. 65% chance of winning according to ESPN analyst. And Brett, who do you have?
South Carolina.
Picking another upset, South Carolina. Is this upset weekend?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, next game we have.
At Oklahoma.
At Oklahoma. So this one is big. This is our local game. Wofford taking on Chattanooga. That's a 1:30 p.m. game on ESPN+. So that game being televised. You can also look at the season leaders for both. And, pretty evenly matched except for touchdowns by the UTC quarterback. So I got to ask you, Brett, ESPN says 53, Chattanooga wins. Who you picking?
Wofford. Going
with Wofford, who has won the past 2 weeks and had some, pretty substantial gains where they were lacking. But I don't know. Chattanooga. I don't know. This is one.
That game is on the UTC's campus.
It is. It's on Finley Stadium. Yeah, at Finley. Okay, so you're picking Wofford. Next game we have Michigan. This is our most closely matched game of the week.
Iowa.
Illinois. So Illinois being 22, Michigan being 24. You can see the season leaders. ESPN analysts have Michigan winning this game. But Brett, ESPN game at 3:30. Who do you have winning?
I have Michigan.
Michigan. So not an upset.
Brian Beard is a Michigan fan.
Not an upset according to ESPN, but an upset according to the polls. So Michigan beating a Illinois that's ranked ahead of them. Next game is LSU sitting pretty at number 8, top 10 team.
Had a big win over the weekend.
Yes, they did. What do you know about that?
I was watching that game.
And who did they beat?
I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is.
So they're playing Arkansas this week.
Yeah.
And ESPN has LSU winning, according to their analysts and stat charts. Who do you think's going to win?
Going with Arkansas.
Arkansas at home, another upset.
Arkansas is not ranked.
They're not ranked.
LSU is ranked.
But they did beat Tennessee, at the time top 5 ranked team.
And
7
Tennessee
o'clock.
had a big win.
Tennessee did win well.
Over Florida.
Florida last week.
Yeah.
7 o'clock game on ESPN. Next game is Georgia, top 10 ranking, top 5 ranking. Number 5 Georgia playing at number 1 Texas. Austin's going to be rattled this week. So this is Texas. This is their biggest test so far this year. See what they're made of. And according to ESPN, Texas is to win. It's a 76-23 margin. But Brett Whitehead.
It's on ABC.
It is on ABC. You're right.
Channel 9.
Channel 9 locally. So 7:30 game. Brett, who are you saying is going to win this game?
Going with Georgia.
Another upset.
Yeah.
Another big upset. Okay. So if you're tallying all of these up, he has picked an upset every single game so far. Next game we have is Iowa playing Michigan State. 7:30 game on NBC. You can see the season leaders matched up pretty evenly, except for the rushing yards. I think Iowa has a really good running game. Johnson there has 12 touchdowns. ESPN picking Iowa to win by quite a large margin, but Brett, what do you say?
Going with Iowa.
Going with Iowa too, okay. All right. And the only thing I can say is maybe an upset because they're playing Michigan State at home.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, next game, Kentucky at Florida.
We just played them.
Tennessee just beat Florida. I mean, it was a really struggle. In overtime. It was a struggle game until the end. Tennessee shined. 7:45 game on SEC Network. Look at the season leaders across the board there, all pretty evenly matched. And you have ESPN analysts saying that that Florida should win this game at home. But Brett Whitehead, what do you say?
I'm going with Kentucky.
Going with Kentucky on the road.
It's close to us.
That would be considered another upset.
Closer to us.
It is. Yes, it is. Lexington's just up the road, especially from Knoxville. All right, next game we have Colorado State, Air Force.
Not the Colorado.
Not Colorado. This is Colorado State. This is the Rams, who has a national championship back in the 80s. 8 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. You can see the season leaders there, and ESPN is rooting for Colorado State over Air Force, even though Air Force is the home team. And what do you think, Brett?
I'm going with Colorado State.
Colorado State. So you're with the ESPN again because they're playing at Air Force. It would be an upset. I think they're pretty evenly matched. Next game we have, oh boy. Number 7, Alabama, playing at number 11, Tennessee. So you have a look there at the season leaders, and you can investigate that. So Milroe has 12 touchdowns, and I don't know. You've got everything else is pretty crazy, except for if you look at the rushing yards, Sampson has 15 touchdowns. That's quite a disparaging difference over the Bama game, over the Bama team at large. Miller being the top performer with 5 touchdowns. So 3:30 game on ABC. Not a primetime game this week.
Channel 9.
Tennessee's been playing a lot of primetime games in the evenings, but hosting Alabama.
At Tennessee.
Got to look at it here. ESPN is saying just slightly that Alabama should win. But Brett Whitehead, what do you say?
I'm going with Alabama.
Alabama on the road, and that is not an upset. But, you know, it was probably an AI video, but DeBoer, the coach for Alabama, said at, Loud Stadium is not going to be a problem. I think that was an AI video. I don't think that was real. So we'll see. I think Tennessee's going to show up, show out. Be loud.
The game is on Channel 9.
Channel 9, another ESPN produced game on ABC, and you're picking Bama. Okay, Can't believe it.
It will help me out.
Can't believe it. So let's go. Let's talk some high school football. I know you got a list of games coming up tonight.
Friday.
Any games tonight? Any games tomorrow night?
No.
So it's all Friday this week. Okay. So the big one that we want to talk about first, of course, is Bradley is hosting
Red Bank.
The Lions.
It's our homecoming.
So in essence, this one, it's not anything but a game because it's not a region game, but it's a game. And let me tell you, outside of McMinn County, this is our longest rival, Red Bank, because we've been playing them a long time. Coach Damon Floyd played a few years at Red Bank. Did you know that?
Yeah.
He played at Red Bank. Then he came to Bradley and played at Bradley. They used to yell, Earl Rowan used to yell on the radio, "The deuce is loose," because he wore the number 2. That was, Damon Floyd running the ball. And he was quite an athlete, also a wrestler, state champion wrestler.
It's our homecoming.
It's our homecoming.
Yeah.
So good game, be there.
Friday.
What time does the game begin?
7.
7 o'clock kickoff. You want to be there, you can watch it live
and listen
on
to
Bear
it.
Network. You can listen to it on ESPN Cleveland 101.3 with Gary and Joe Cannon, I believe, this week. Okay?
Oh, and we're going to have Gary.
Have Gary on in a couple...
Next Thursday.
At some point. I don't know if we'll do it next week, but soon. We'll have him on soon. Cleveland on the road.
At Maryville.
That's a tough matchup. I don't know if Cleveland survives.
Maryville is right.
Maryville shut out Bradley. Keep that in mind. And they're undefeated.
7-0.
7-0. That's the biggest in the region. So they're destined to do it all over again. They missed out last year. They had a rough year. Bradley beat them out twice.
Yeah.
Cleveland on the road. Next, you have Walker Valley hosting, and this is
the team out of Memphis.
Yeah,
it's Academy.
Pure Academy.
Yeah.
Which is
the team out of
pretty
Memphis.
good team. Their game also is at 7. You can watch that game.
Walker Valley.
You can watch that game on Walker Valley Live on Facebook or YouTube. The Cleveland game will be a Maryville stream, and you can watch that on NFHS.
And listen to it on
you can listen to it on My Mix.
104.1.
104.1.
With Terry Evans.
That's right. And WCLE 99.1 is going to host or have the Walker Valley game. Also, Polk County on the road, traveling across a couple county lines to Meigs County. An old rivalry there. Next game we have is at Bearden.
Oak Ridge.
They're hosting Oak Ridge, which they're pretty close.
That's
that's not very far away from each other.
Chattanooga Preps.
Chattanooga Central heading to South Pittsburgh.
No, that's Preps. That's not Chattanooga Central.
Oh, Chattanooga Prep?
Yeah.
Okay. So
on to South Pitt.
South Pitt. So another big game there. And the last one we want to talk about
Big Men Central going to Kingsport.
Kingston. So Kingston up above that whole area above Sweetwater, a little bit to the left, south of Crossville. But McMinn Central, who
had an upset against Tyner.
Yeah, played Tyner this past week.
And at Udwall High School.
They stopped the game because of some shooting, celebration, and craziness. Hate that. They're still without a football stadium, so they were playing at Ottawa as their home game. Anyway.
It's not this week.
Not this week. Lots of good games there. So watch and listen. Find your channel. Again, Bradley playing and kickoff at 7. Watch that on BCHS Bear Network or flip over to NFHS if you have a subscription.
Bear Stadium.
Going to be a local homecoming for Bear Stadium. Lots of festivities, lots of tailgating. If you are a alumni of Bradley, you want to come out and find your class and tailgate. Skills USA is having a tailgate. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Are you coming?
No.
No?
My parents are going to be out of town.
That's right, but he's going to watch it,
Yeah.
and he'll be texting me. He's also a Bradley alumni. What class did you graduate?
2010.
2010, right here. He's a Bear.
I was going to tell you, after we play Red Bank, we'd play Cleveland.
Yeah, so
25th.
next week we do have, there's only 2 more weeks after this.
We play Red Bank Friday.
That's right, this week.
And the 25th.
Next week on the 25th, Cleveland, here.
And we're on the road.
And then the next week, the last week of the season.
November 1st.
November 1st.
Bearden.
Bearden, who is also very tough. And they're playing, who was it? Oak Ridge this week. So
And McMinn County is playing Walker.
Right.
The last,
and
last away game.
there is a formula that Bradley is still in the playoffs because of the win last week. They continue to win. Their playoff ranking jumps up, quite a bit. Red Bank game doesn't really count in that. But next week Cleveland, and then the following final week with Bearden, it does matter. So
did you hear about this one? Cleveland is playing the same team we played.
That's right. That's right. So we want to see how they play.
On the 31st.
Because Maryville's tough.
On the 31st.
Maryville is tough. And anyway,
Cleveland,
our locals the best, Cleveland and Walker Valley.
Cleveland will play on the 31st.
So they're playing an early on Thursday game. Who is it?
Hardin Valley.
Hardin Valley. Is
the team we just
Are they
played.
hosting that game?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's on Halloween.
So that's a lot to learn and know about. And you do anything for Halloween?
No.
You gonna hand out candy at your house? No?
Walker Valley has a game this Friday. They're off.
Next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been playing throughout this whole time.
We
already had our bye week.
The last game for Walker is against McMinn County.
Okay. All right. That's a big one.
It's against McMinn County.
That's a big one. You got anything else? You said baseball.
The Yankees ended up winning last night 6-3 over the Guardians.
Okay. So did that take the Guardians out, or are they still one more game?
Still one more game.
One more game. And then the Mets?
They play tomorrow.
Okay. So there you have it.
They play the Dodgers.
No Braves.
They play the Dodgers.
Okay. Which one do you think needs to win, the NLS or the ALS?
I'm going with the Yankees.
Oh, he's going ALS. Okay.
And the Dodgers need to come back and win this.
You want it to be a Yankees-Dodgers World Series? That's old school right there.
Not the Mets.
Not the Mets. So no New York, New York? All right, all right. Well, I think that's wrapping up what we have this week. And until next time, we'll see you
on the sideline.